I use the woman at the well as a story whose life literally was transformed from shame to shining when she met Jesus. And, it started with her going to the well in the afternoon, middle of the day, the heat of the sun, because she couldn't go in the morning, because she was ashamed. She didn't belong with all those other women, the perfect ones, that's when they would go. So she would go in the middle of the day all by herself, and she encounters Jesus. And the conversation that they have, he actually comes to her and says, if you only knew who I was, or who's asking you for a drink, you would have asked me and I would have given you living water. And so it's this picture of, she's saying, who am I? I am a woman filled with shame. And then he goes even deeper and he says, go call your husband and come here. It's like he rips open her deepest wound. He like puts a finger on her shame and makes her speak it out loud. She says out loud, I have no husband. And I can just imagine what happened to her in her posture, in her body, in her heart when she said, I have no husband. And then Jesus goes in, he starts telling, you've had 5 husbands and the one you have now is not your husband. And he's like laying out her whole story of shame. And then he offers himself as living water. And she says, I know the Messiah is coming. And he says, and that's who I am. And it's like, of all the people, John the Baptist was like, are you the Messiah? His disciples asked him, the religious leaders asked him, everybody was asking him if he's the Messiah. And here to this shame-filled woman, he says, I am the Messiah. I'm the one you've been waiting for, the one you've been looking for. And so I think you have to, first of all, you have to speak that shame out loud. You have to name it. And that's really hard, like you said. And then you have to do that in a safe place, because people will shame you or silence you like they did to you, Anne, or to me even. The people will try to say things to silence you. But I think you find a safe place and you speak it out loud and you encounter Jesus there, like you meet him there. He takes that shame, he washes it away. I mean, she left that well. She ran into town telling everybody, come see a man who told me everything I ever did. They knew all she ever did. They were probably talking about all she ever did. And yet here she's done. Like the shame is gone.
She came out of hiding.